Okay, so I guess this is on now. I feel like I say something like that every time I go live, but yeah, that's this is what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I am doing this live because I don't think that I'm going to be able to sit down and edit it for other reasons other than health. I think that it's like, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought while I'm talking. Like, what is this? What is this noise? I am. I don't think I'm going to be able to sit down and edit like a full-on video with captions and pretty things. Um, just other than for physical reasons, maybe even mental reasons, and just a multitude of reasons. So hence why I am doing this live. So we're already a minute in, and I haven't even gotten to the point. So it is videos like this are why I am glad that I am not YouTube famous. Because then I feel like this would be a lot worse than it actually is. Probably thinking like I don't even need to do this, but I want to do this video because I want to show like in the future that I am being held accountable, and I want to show that I am going to be like the I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this live, but like I just want to show that I know what I'm doing, and I don't want people to think that I scam them or something like that. Um, because and I guess that's not necessarily what what's going on here, but I'll just I'll just get to my script bits. So hello, tis Nessie here, 2 minutes into the video, and I want to give you guys some updates on some stuff. So this is going to be about a lot of stuff. This is going to be about flowers. This is going to be about Forbidden Woods, um, Heather's Hamilton Part 2, my second channel, uh, and a bunch of other things. Thank you, Andy. Amazon. So, anyways, so back to what I was originally going to be saying. Yeah, so I'm going to be putting some timestamps down below, but everything's kind of mixed and hodgepodged in. So that's what I think. So I think it's probably best if you watch the whole thing. If you want to skip forward, then that's totally fine. Your short time in this earth is very precious, and I understand if you don't want to spend a few seconds or a few minutes or however long of this video is of your life going through things that you don't necessarily care about. So I know that probably the lighting here is going to be a little bit different. That's because I have a Google Doc opened, just so I don't totally lose my train of thought. So I'm smiling, but this is such a difficult video that I'm going to be making. So I want to start things off with probably the biggest dealio of why this is it's hard for me to record. And it's not necessarily bad news. It's just it's a bit of a story, and it's not a tis story time because those are supposed to be lighthearted and fluffy and whatever else. But this is so maybe I'll do eventually do a tis story time video on it. But just for the time being, I just want to get through this. So we're going to talk about flowers first. So for flowers, I don't know how much further back I'm going to go, but I guess I'll work my way backwards just a little bit. So I released flowers on December 26th, 2020. So that was Boxing Day, 2 years ago, as of basically this year. So like a year and a little bit of time. And the reason this is like the main reason why I feel like I should be held accountable for some of these stuff, and why I should be discussing this. Um, because I could very well leave it to the wind, like some of my other projects on this channel, but I don't want to do that because with flowers, I asked for you guys to share the videos, which I mean, I guess I do that with all my videos, but I also asked for you guys to donate money, to put your actual money into my PayPal basically. And like for the album, and also for the future audio drama. So let's go a little bit further than that. I said I was going to do an update a month later, and um, a month later we had barely like not made anything. But the most money that we made was, I think it was like $10 or $11, and that $10 was from my mom. So I was fully expecting not to get a lot of money. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I know it says that I have 1,000 subscribers down below. That doesn't necessarily mean that 1,000 people watch me. And that was just from one viral video, which I will get to later, obviously. So I was expecting that. So as I said, I was like, if we make $0 on this, it's still gonna happen. If we make $1 million, it's still gonna happen. That's exactly basically what I said. Um, and what had happened was, yeah, we didn't make much, and I didn't really have much to update on that. So thank you, mom, for giving me $10 for my album, which I still don't think she's even listened to. A lot of people, from my friends and family, haven't. Sorry, my husband's messaging me at the same time. So, anyways, so I where was I? Where was I? I saw strawberries. Oh my god, where was I? Where was I? Don't have much time here. um, I'm sorry. This is kind of segueing into other things that I'm also going to talk about while I'm talking about flowers. But anyways, so yeah, so I was like, okay, you know what, whatever. I don't have to really do an update, and I didn't really want to talk about how. I don't want to say unsuccessful, because I think anybody spending money on the album, anybody who is listening to the album, anybody who commented on the album, which wasn't that many, but that's totally fine. I wasn't expecting something huge to come from flowers. Absolutely not. So, and I was it's totally fine. I still had minor successes. I had one of the songs on the radio, because one of my friends works for a radio station, and she was so awesome enough to put one of my songs on the radio. So Double Trouble was put on the radio. And that was awesome. I've never had any of my songs on the radio, and that was really, really cool. And yeah, and I made another $10 from somebody else who was a fan. So where that money is, it is not in my pockets. It is just sitting in my PayPal. If you want to see a screenshot of that, I will gladly show it to you guys. I'm not going to do that right now, because then I have to put in my passwords and stuff, and I want to get this video done. Um, so um, all of that. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, unfortunately, that means I can't pay my actors, which was fine. I put a little bit of money aside for the project. And unfortunately, that kind of dwindled with everything else that happened. I got a few other things, that I was also planning on using for the project, that came out of my own pocket. All the money that was from the album is still untouched. And I still don't quite know what I'm going to do with that quite yet. Um, so there's that. So, but it hasn't been touched. I absolutely promise. If you still want to donate, if you still want to do anything with that, it's untouched. I absolutely promise. And even if it did get out of my account for whatever reason, I can recuperate it within like a day's work. So it's not that big of a deal. But so anyways, things were going great, with the production. I cast almost everybody except for one person. And the cast, we did a reading. I recorded a lot of stuff. It was going really, really well. And I had a planner for myself, because knowing myself, sometimes I will go head on with a project. And then if I have to stop for whatever reason, whether that is because I'm sick or because of personal reasons or whatever, that is completely out of my control, I will eventually come back to it and lose interest. That unfortunately happened. And at first, it was because I thought I had COVID. I had 2 weeks. 1 week, I was in quarantine because I did have COVID like symptoms. And it sucked. And I didn't have COVID because I got tested and I was fine. My husband was fine. Everything was good. And then I found out that my friend who dropped off groceries for me and my husband, she had COVID. And so I had to get tested again just in case. And thankfully, it was not COVID. I've been tested for COVID a few times now. 0 out of 10 don't recommend. So I had to stop because I was not physically well. But I still did a little bit of work here and there. And then a few weeks later, a certain event happened, which I am not going to get into. Maybe one day I'll talk about it, but I did try and talk about it on this channel before. But unfortunately, it didn't generate the response that I was really looking for, which I don't even know what response I was looking for, but I'm not going to talk about what exactly happened. All you need to know is an event happened. And I was feeling a lot of pain in my arms and my hands. First, it was my left arm, then it was my left hand, then eventually it went to my right arm and my right hand, and then eventually it went into my feet and my legs. Just constant pain. I was in and out of the hospital because I was like, I don't know what's going on. What is going on here? So I talked to my family doctor, and she recommended that I talk to a rheumatologist. So I was seen for a few months about if I had rheumatoid arthritis or if I had carpal tunnel because I was working a lot. I was animating a little bit, which nobody ever saw any of that footage because of stuff, and I couldn't work. I couldn't type because I always figured if I had all the time in the world, I would write my fan fiction. I would work on flowers. I would work on a million and one things. I've had all the time in the world, and because I physically could not do anything other than just sit and be in pain and pop painkillers like they were candy, there was literally nothing I could do except for just wait. I couldn't work. So I went on EI for a little bit because I needed the money for when I thought I had COVID, and then I just kind of kept on that. So I was okay financially, anyways. Not really the greatest conditions, but it was something. My husband was still able to work. God bless my husband because he's amazing and he's been so understanding and sweet about the whole thing, and so is my the rest of my family in supporting me with this. And my cast was also so just awesome about like being patient with me and just like I was always like working around their schedules. They were always working around mine. It was always a great understanding. And then uh, I planned on having it come out New Year's this year because that's Ramona's birthday. And who knows, maybe I will release it later this year. So I don't have rheumatoid arthritis. I have, however, fibromyalgia. And that is basically, there's no way of knowing, there's no cure for it, first of all. So you kind of just live with it. And a lot of people live with it, but there is no cookie cutter way of knowing how it happened, why it happened, other than maybe a certain event happened, which is my case. And then and then you just kind of live with it. So I'm 25 years old and I'm living with it, and it sucks. I can't do a lot of things, and I have to take it easy all the time. It freaking sucks. It sucks being a performer and an artist with the sickness. Hold on a second. I didn't think I was gonna cry. All right. So so it sucks having it. But anyways, I am not doing this just for excuses or anything like that. Like I legitimately am so sick. Like I am back trying to get back to work anyways. So I had one shift in my old job because my other job was I literally couldn't do my old job. My old job was like pretty much well paying. It was really nice, kind of. I wish they treated their staff better, but whatever. And now I'm back at my old job before the pandemic even started. So I had one shift of that. So I'm hoping I can stick with that so I can keep supporting myself and my husband and my cat and have enough energy and everything to work on this channel. So with me being sick and at home the whole time, basically, um, I had time to think. I had nothing but time really to think about my health. So I had a suspicion before the event happened, um, but I need to come up with like an interesting name for the event. the turning point. I don't know, something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I guess if I ever do a video, an actual video on this. Um, but yeah. So I had a sneaking suspicion beforehand that I was either autistic or had ADHD, and I have somewhat been tested for both. And there's no technically I haven't been like stamp of approval, you got that, but it's pretty clear in my way of working that I do at least have ADHD. And that has been really hard to manage and navigate through. And I'm not medicated because I can't afford the medication for the time being. I don't know if I ever will, but I've been kind of working with that. But it makes me so angry because I had everything planned out to the month. Like I was like, I'm gonna edit in November and December or even October. I'm gonna try and finish everyone's lines, and I had everything planned out, but unfortunately, it's not working necessarily. So I am working on a few other projects here and there that I am not necessarily in charge of, or if I am, then I share some of that responsibility. So will flowers be done? I definitely hope so. I am hoping sometime later this year when my schedule is a little bit clearer, then I will be able to get back on that, probably sometime in the summer when my actors are actually, out of school. Hopefully, a little bit more free time to actually meet up with me again and record those lines, and then I can start editing. Mostly with the sickness, like it doesn't like I'm better than I was before. I guess I've been doing yoga every day, and I take a lot of painkillers throughout the day. So it's different every day. It's seriously different every day. Every person who has fibromyalgia is totally different, and there's no clear way of even being diagnosed with it. If you say like your aunt has fibromyalgia, your grandma, your cousin, your brother, your sister, whatever. It's different for everybody, and it's literally the doctor's way of saying we don't know what's wrong with you, so it must be this. So just it's I basically just feel pain in my nerves, in my hands and my knees, my feet, my legs. I feel all of the pains, and it sucks. But I'm just kind of trying to live with it day to day, and I'm making um, little changes. Like I got a mouse and a mouse pad, which I never had before. That'll just help me out. I like to play with this. It's fun. I like to play with it. It's fun. um, anyways, um, so yeah, so that's kind of where I am with flowers. So it is currently being delayed, but I am hoping that in April, May, June, July, August, in those months, I will be able to start up again. And if my actors will have me, they will start again. If not, then I will definitely post up on my social media if I am looking for anybody who has decided to drop out for whatever reason. And I know I have a sneaking suspicion what those reasons are, but everyone's schedules change, everyone's interests change. I totally understand. So that's the dealio with flowers. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to message me. Feel free to comment down below. I will definitely message you back. So that leads us into Forbidden Woods. So if you are not familiar with Forbidden Woods is, I have been working on Forbidden Woods for upwards of 10 years now. It is a fan fiction that I wrote when I was 14 or 15 years old. Yeah, I was 14 years old when I first started writing it. If you didn't know, this channel was originally a Twilight channel. Like it was all about Twilight. It was called Renesmee the Werepire. This was a completely Twilight channel, and all I talked about was Twilight and my fan fiction. And Forbidden Woods was my last fan fiction that I wrote, and it was not completed, unfortunately, because other events that happened to me when I was in the 11th grade. I did plan on finishing writing it and then slowly releasing it on fanfiction, but I got too excited and I wanted to just read it already and help it inspire me with future events, which it helped. But unfortunately, that eventually led me to a point where I had stopped writing and I didn't feel like writing. I didn't want to write, and I left it for like 6, 7 years because I had major writer's block. I just wasn't happy with anything I was writing, if I did write anything, and it just sucked. Um, that being said, I released a new chapter sometime last year in August, I think. Yeah, sometime in August last year. Like one person was like, "I'm back." Well, holy shit, she's back. And I was like, okay, well, this time when I do book two, which was the continuation, I am going to actually finish writing it and then release it slowly but surely. I was almost done it, and then I didn't realize I didn't like what I wrote. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back and rewrite a bunch of stuff. And then sickness. So that didn't happen. So I have been thinking about possibly doing a reading of Forbidden Woods on this channel where I just read the fan fiction and I just talk about my experiences, and what's cringy, what I would change, what I wouldn't change. If you guys want that, comment down below. That doesn't seem like very difficult work for me necessarily. So maybe I'll do it. No promises on that, but I think I would have a lot of fun because it's a little bit more personal to me and it's a little bit more Twilight geared, which is going through a renaissance lately. So I would love to be back on the Twilight bandwagon if they'll have me. I can still go by Nessie. So I am forever um, ingrained with Twilight no matter where I go. Yeah, so that's why I haven't updated Forbidden Woods. Is it coming? Absolutely. When is it coming? I don't know. It will be coming though. I don't know if I don't have any really promises with Forbidden Woods as much as I do with Flowers, um, because I have a timeline with Flowers in my head, in my noggin. So hopefully that'll be enough. Forbidden Woods, not totally sure. It's not really a high priority in comparison to Flowers. So we shall see. I could probably finish it tomorrow. Probably not because my hands are gonna hate me if I do that. If I write too much, then my body hates me. If I type too much, if I edit too much, if I play too many video games, if I walk too much, if I stand too much, if I do anything, my body hates me. So yeah, but in terms of reading Forbidden Woods and talking about it, I think I would like to do that probably when I am actually finally able to release the new book of Forbidden Woods. And then that'll be it. And that way I have a little bit more to gear up toward it, I think. But we shall see. If there's high demand for it, then I'll start sooner rather than later, I think. But as of right now, I only had one person be like, "Hey, you're back! Oh my god, I want to read the rest of it." So, and it was my most popular fan fiction. It was really, really popular. It's actually part of the reason why me and my best friend Natasha met is because of fan fiction. And I used to show her my analytics for Forbidden Woods, and she was like, "Holy shit! Like you got more than me!" And it was just, I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging. I'm just, it's just fun to look back on things with her. It's just yeah, that's just one of the things that I love to talk about with her. I love to talk about Twilight. I love to talk about fan fiction, just fandoms in general. So yeah, that's sorry. I just went on a tangent. Okay, so next thing, if you guys can hear that in the background, there's a guy that's yelling. I promise that's not my husband. That is my neighbor downstairs. He is a Twitch streamer, and he is awful. He has been screaming and it used to be worse. He used to scream until like 2 a.m. And then we had to call police on him a few times, and he still won't shut up. Anyways, okay, so this video is not about him. This is not about him. Maybe I'll do a video on him maybe one day. But anyway, so let me get to my next thing. So uh, if you've been paying attention to my community tab, I have been releasing stuff on my second channel, which is called "Tis a Nessie Thing." Tis a Nessie thing. Whatever. Tis a Nessie thing. Tis a Nessie thing. One of whatever you want to call it. That's okay. It's my second channel. So I only have 11 subscribers on it. And that's kind of a neutral place for me to kind of play around with things. I can release whatever I want. I can do whatever I want on it. Technically, I could do the same thing here it's just I feel like the expectations are a little bit higher, because I've had this channel for so long. I've accumulated before Heather Hamilton came out, I had like 400 subscribers. And that was from me working on my channel for 10 years doing Twilight content, except for the 4 years, 4-ish years that I was in high school, where I stopped making videos because I was busy doing high school things. So I kind of wish I kept up with it because that would have been interesting to see where my channel would have gone, but we're here, so that's the important thing. And I'm actually quite happy where we are. So anyways, so tis a Nessie thing. Yeah, it's just my second channel where I can see who is actively checking my stuff. I can see who is um, interested in my things because they're the things that I'm working on. It's kind of a low expectations place, or they're as low or as high as I want them to be, or I suppose I guess what you guys want them to be. Haven't just quite decided on whatever that is, but for the time being, it's whatever I want them to be. For the time being, they are. I am working on musicals, but they're Animal Crossing stuff. And what I mean by that is I have 3 videos so far. I'm working on a fourth, where I have a song from a musical, but it's Animal Crossing. So it's just a music video of whatever song I choose on Animal Crossing. So I have 2 Little Shop of Horrors songs. Sorry, I spit. I hope you didn't see that. But I probably ruined that illusion for you guys thinking I didn't. Uh, I have 2 songs from Little Shop of Horrors, which is Somewhere That's Green and Feed Me, Get It, but it's Animal Crossing. And I also have, um, what is it called? When He Sees Me from Waitress, but it's Animal Crossing. And I am currently working on another one. I try and post up hints on my community tab here because I don't have one on that channel. So if you guys want to see what I'm working on, or want to guess what song I'm doing, I only really revealed it to one person, which was Parker, because I had a meeting with them earlier before I even jumped on here. But which is part of the reason why I got on here, because I was like, I'm gonna be in a better mood. So I am completely making a tangent. Ugh. Yeah, you see why I like. Why didn't I think I had ADHD sooner with the way my mind jumps? So this is why I have the script. This is why I have the script. Yeah. So, anyways, if you guys are interested, check it out. I am very proud of the content that I put on there. It's not me singing in the background of them. If I do ever have me singing in the background of them, I'll probably post them on this channel, or like same video but on this channel, or if it's something that is exclusively my voice. I've talked about doing a Scott Pilgrim one, or maybe even a Flowers one. Then I will use my character, which is seen at the end of every video so far. So there might come a time where I'm no longer doing Animal Crossing videos. I might do something else completely on the channel, and that's kind of my choice. It's kind of an experimentation challenge or channel. So if it wants to become an Animal Crossing channel, it will become an Animal Crossing channel. If I want it to become like a channel where I talk about candles, then that's exactly what it'll become. It's just whatever I want it to be. And who knows, maybe that's what this channel will be eventually. But I'm still figuring things out. Trying to figure out things like what makes me happy and what makes the algorithm happy. That's what's going on here. Let me see, how long have I been? uh, I wish I knew when you left Endy, but thank you. um, uh, Let me see, where are you? Okay, so yeah, so if you guys want to check that out, I will put the link down below for my second channel. And yeah, so it's not always going to be an Animal Crossing channel. Just that's what it is right now. Eventually, it might become something else. So if you guys want to stick around for the ride, then please take a look at that. So that brings me to Heather's Hamilton Part 2, which I have been kind of not, I don't want to say hyping it, but like I've been talking about it since the original video went viral. I remember, like, I think it's even in my pinned comment, which I might eventually just put this as the pinned comment instead. But Heather's Hamilton Part 2, I was, like, making it a surprise, and I don't think I ever revealed what exactly it was going to be. I never made a really date, and I just said, like, "Subscribe so you can check it out when it comes out," and it's been a few years, and it's just never come out. I had such high expectations for this video. I wanted to have friends of mine be in the video as different characters. I have my Veronica cosplay, so I was of course going to be Veronica in it, and I was even possibly thinking of just doing a music video version of the original Heather's Hamilton, or Hamilton Heather's, whatever. I think it's Heather's Hamilton. I've been calling it Heather's Hamilton for years. Um, so that's kind of where I was, but then I never did anything about it. I never touched it again. And the I do I want to get into the reasons behind it? I guess I probably could, but I auditioned for a production of Heather's, and I was not cast in it. Like for anybody, I was called back for Heather Duke. I wasn't really happy about that because I just everything that I auditioned for in Smule back in the day, I was cast as Heather Duke. And usually, whenever people see my face, they're like Heather Duke, and I'm like, but I can also play Veronica. Just saying, I don't like being typecast. And playing Heather Duke would not have been the end of the world. I actually warmed up to the idea that if I was ever cast in a production of Heather's and I was playing Heather Duke, I would love it. I would not care. I'm one of the Heathers. That would be amazing. But I would love to play Veronica one day. She is definitely one of my main dream roles. I have a few, but she's definitely up there, like number two or number one. She's definitely up there. And that hurt a lot, not being cast in the show, period. Never mind as Heather Duke, never mind ensemble or whatever. I was not cast at all, and that sucked. And I found out that there were other reasons why I wasn't cast that were totally out of my control, and had somewhat something to do with another production that I was in with the company. I did another video on that. I think it was what video was it? It was a very emotional video for me, so I can see why I kind of blocked it out of my memory. But um, it was kind of related to that, kind of not. So I will get into a video, totally other video one day when I am ready. Maybe I'll animate it. Maybe I won't. We'll see. I don't know. But I think once I'm ready to tell that story, then I will. But because that just led to a whole spiral of things, and I would like to tell it again to kind of as a cautionary tale, kind of be like, hey guys, it's not the end of the world. If this ever happens to you, and what I wish I could tell my past self about it going forward. Because even though I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm glad that I went through that because then da 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 da. But I'm like, nah, I wasted a lot of my time. You can always get money back. You can always get money back. You can always get gas. You can you can always get money back and stuff. But I keep saying money, but I'm trying to think of a million and one other things. And there are a million other shows that I could audition for, but it's my time that I wasted. Anyways, we're getting way off topic. But anyways, so that made me incredibly sad and incredibly depressed, and I did not want to touch anything Heather's, and I kind of still don't. I find that whenever I audition for something and I don't get in, even if I really loved it, whatever it was, I don't want to touch it for a long time. I won't even touch Legally Blonde because I auditioned for them with that too, and I didn't really get cast in that one either. So um, that's a lie. I was cast in ensemble for that, but again, it was personal reasons with the crew. Why the hell did I audition for them with Heather's again? What the hell? So, anyways, moving forward because I got. What do you do? Keep moving forward. That's what Walt Disney said. That's what Wilbur's dad and Meet Robinson said. So keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So, anyways, will Heather's Hamilton Part 2 ever be made? Um, I'm going to say maybe, maybe. Whether that's gonna be at the 10-year anniversary of the original video or, um, in my dreams, whenever that's going to be. Um, so I know that's not, like, the best, um, response necessarily. I have it written. I probably wanna make a few changes, but just the idea of what I want, I think would be different. So I might recreate, I don't remember if I said this earlier, but I might recreate Heather's Hamilton Part 1 on Animal Crossing. So keep an eye out for that if I ever do that. If I ever do that, I will probably post it on this channel on top of my second channel. Um, and probably same goes for if I ever do flowers in Animal Crossing form on my other channel as well. So, um, that being said, um, yeah, so that's a big maybe. That's a big maybe. Maybe if I have a better association with Heather's, then like if I ever get cast in a production or something, and I'm cast as Veronica or Heather Duke or Heather Chandler or Heather McNamara, I would not want to. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not gonna talk about that. But anyways, if I have a better association and I feel better about everything that happened back then and with Heather's and with the video and everything because expectations are so high for that video and now they're like nothing. Um probably because I didn't do anything. I didn't strike the iron while it was hot. So I don't know what I did wrong, but anyways. That being said, I think I keep saying that. That being said, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to keep going. I don't know if I'm going to not do it at all. I have it written. I think I tried recording it at one point, but I haven't done it. I apologize if this is all me just repeating exactly what I said in previous live streams or whatever, but I thought I would actually formally address it in a video where I'm updating a million and one other things. So, um, again, if I have a better association with Heather's, absolutely, I will probably feel a bit more motivated and a bit more like, yes, let's do this, let's go. And then I'll have the cast and who knows whoever else with it. Or maybe it'll just be me just dressing up in a million and one costumes. I think that'll still be fun. But yeah, yeah, so that's a big I don't want to say no, so I'm going to say maybe. So I know that's a lot of maybes for this for all these updates. These are a lot of maybes, a lot of sorries, a lot of excuses, a lot of explanations, a lot of million and one other things. So I'm sorry if this is just huge. How long have I been going on for? Um, 38 minutes, 40 minutes. Okay, so that's like almost 10 minutes per update. I am very, very sorry about that. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna end the stream now. So thank you so much if you have been watching this, the entire thing. I apologize for the length. That's just me, unfortunately. That's me. I can talk, and my ADHD. That's just me, unfortunately. So thank you for watching. If whether that is 2 minutes, 5 minutes, the whole thing, thank you. Thank you so much. And please subscribe to me, subscribe to my second channel, support flowers, all that special stuff because guys, I'm very lonely. I will talk to you guys soon. Keep an eye on my social media and keep an eye on my community tab for hints and little things because in my Animal Crossing videos I actually put like Easter eggs and stuff in there. So it would be awesome if somebody else was catching them other than me being like, look at that. I will talk to you guys soon. I don't know what my next video will be. Maybe it will be I Dated a Furry Part 3. Maybe. We'll see. No promises. Why am I making promises at the end of the video? I will talk to you guys soon. Keep calm and sparkle on. And stay safe out there.